Welcome back to the Align for Success podcast, where you learn from experts' mindset, marketing, and manifestation tools to align for success to fulfill your soul's contract. I am Deborah Deras, your host, international speaker, author, and marketing consultant. And I am so excited today because this podcast was inspired by this man that is my guest. I literally remember a conversation that we had 4, 5, 6, I don't even know how many years ago, but we had divinely and synchronistically connected at a gym in Marina Del Rey. And I was like, this is no ordinary man. This is a evolved, enlightened soul. And
Mm,
not only do I want to get to know him, but I want to introduce him and share his wisdom and his knowledge, his journey, and everything that he has to offer because it's going to help you to align for success. So let me formally introduce to you my friend, Travone Edwards. He is the current IFBB National Overall Champion Vegan Bodybuilder. He is also a quantum health coach. He majored in kinesiology at Cal State University Northridge, which led him to his first job out of college at UCLA Hospital as an EKG technician. Within 3 years of working alongside cardiologists, Travone decided that to enroll in a pre-med curriculum at UCLA. After 8 years in the hospital, his life took a quantum leap from employee to starting his own business as a professional cutting edge nutrition specialist, high performance coach, and IFBB professional athlete champion bodybuilder, transforming hundreds of lives along the way, mine included. Travon dives deep into his relationship with the sacred energy of food. Oh my God, I can't wait to talk about that. Okay. His experiences with plant based medicine in Costa Rica and his rock solid faith via his friend and mentor, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith at the Agape International Spiritual Center in Los Angeles, California. Please help me welcome Travon Edwards.
ooh, Me, wow, thank you. What an intro. Oh my goodness, Deborah. I'm like taken back by that. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, this
Oh,
has been magical since that one day I remember. And it was actually about 6 years ago now.
6 years.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Like
Yep.
2016, right?
No, a little sooner actually. Yeah.
15?
15. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to share a little bit about that conversation. So, I'm at the gym and I'm trying to figure out how to use these machines, right? It was at a very expensive gym. And I'm looking at this machine like, I have no idea how to use it. And I went up to ask him for help. And what ended up happening is we had a transformational conversation about the law of attraction, right?
Yes. And being tuned in.
Exactly. Because when we when we talk about aligning for success, it is not about external and lifting that weight and getting that muscle. But what I learned from you and the transformational way that you are teaching and coaching and just embodying
Mhm.
is the inner work, which is what alignment is all about. Can you talk about the mindset to align to have optimal health?
Yes, wow. Such a powerful question and large question. However, I would definitely make this as concise as possible. So, I in this journey, I've been definitely very observant with those who get results, those who don't. And
Ah,
then also I've been able to connect the worlds of this, which is the mental aspect, the physical aspect, right? And the nutritional aspect. Um, but the mindset is the biggest part, which I'll call it's the 100% deal that it must be there because this is the mind created universe, right? So first in this alignment quest, I talk about first You want to create the conditions to win. And sometimes people are like, what do you mean by that? So we want to create the conditions to win. So first, we got to look at our environment. We want to surround ourselves with the foods, with the conversation, with the books, the education, the mentors that will keep us on a track for success. So if I want to succeed in my eating, I'm not going to bring home the chips and cookies and the sodas, because that's not creating the conditions for me to win. All right. So we want to put the foods in our space that are in alignment with our highest good. So that means we want to surround ourselves with the water, the fruits, the vegetables, the plant-based nutrition, live foods, right? Live foods add life to you, right? So we want to surround ourselves with that first, right? So that gives us mental clarity, that gives us energy, that gives us vitality, which is key, right? Because sometimes first to work out, we need energy, right? And the ability to focus. So the thing is, what most don't know is food affects your mood, right? So now that you have these cleaner foods, better foods, you have conditions now to work from. There's not the moodiness or the sudden blood sugar spike and crash, which leads us into depression and not feeling good and in this kind of wonky mood. So we create conditions now where there's energy, there's flow, there's clarity, right? Food supports you with mental clarity. Things that are flour based, full of starches like that, creates mental fogginess. So literally. So now we create this alignment now to flow. So I say first, you want to definitely be visualizing what you would like to happen. See yourself in that space, see yourself winning, then take aligned action. So I'm going to now put the right foods in my body. I'm going to now speak and affirm health and wellness over my life. Even if you haven't experienced it, you're now speaking this because your words create your reality. Your words have the power to speak life and death. So speak the word, speak the life you wish to see, and it will be, right? And then show up, fall in love with the process, and the results will come. So that there gives you methods of action that will create alignment with, for example, the area of like health and wellness. And as you get in there, then you're going to find that there's some things you're going to enjoy more than others. And that's where the play starts to fun. So you want to find something that is harmonious for you.
Oh, I want to just comment on something that you said, because you said aligned action. And then I went, that's a nice acronym. Aligned action. And that was the conversation that I had with you when I saw you at the gym, because you weren't teaching me only how to lift the weight and to have that move. What you said to me, it totally shifted. And I was not expecting this, because I think we prejudge people. I'm like, oh, he's this buff guy. He's going to talk about, you need to push, you need to go harder, you need to go fast. Like, that's what my prejudgment that I thought you were going to say. I'm like, oh, he's going to think I'm weak sauce because I don't know how to lift. But what you said was to align my thought process by affirming my self-talk. Do you remember when you said that? You said, when you lift this weight, I'm getting stronger. I am getting even more beautiful. I am getting even more vital, so that we align our self-talk with our actions for that integrity, right?
Yes, that is such a big deal. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you just have something very powerful and magical right there. So, because you want your thoughts to be in alignment with what you want to create. So you want to have everything working with you and for you. However, when we're not aware of that, of the subconscious conversation, then sometimes our mental conversations end up undoing what we're seeking to create. We're judging, right? Because we're creating judgment. We have this perception of our past that's not supporting the future we want to create. And
ooh la la, big deal. Perception of our past, not the reality.
Yes. Only thing that can be against you is your perception, right? So you want to start to literally create a new conversation, create a new life, speak what you want to be, and it will be. That's how powerful we are. So I tell everyone, sometimes we may not still we want to see currently in the mirror, But that's only a reflection of past thoughts and actions and creations that are now becoming visible. However, you can create what you want to be visible now by speaking a new conversation. And so in the past, you may have created something undesired, but you didn't really know how you created it. So in the meantime, wherever you're at, we definitely always remind everyone, love yourself, be nice to yourself, be gentle to yourself, speak only loving words because you're always doing the best that you can.
I love that you're only doing the best that you can. It says we're back. Yeah, the Facebook went out for a minute. That's why I was like, "Oh."
Awesome.
So if you didn't hear what he said, just rewind back the last 5 seconds about speak only loving thoughts.
Yeah, speak loving thoughts to yourself, and can want to create a space of harmony, right? That just allows that creates the conditions for things to flow to really in your highest good.
It's
And
so
so,
true.
that creates when there's love there, anything is possible. That's especially for your highest good.
I
And
love
so
that.
we also want to create. We try to create these things, but coming from the space of love is something else, and that can get many of us off track.
And that is another thing that you said that changed. I met you in 2015, but
Yeah.
then my life was changed in 2016 because you said something to me that you said to them, and I want you all to hear it, write it down because it was profound. You said, Deborah, I'm not asking you to become like a CrossFit girl. I'm not asking you to run if that's not what you like. What I'm asking you to do is find something you love. Remember? You said find something you love and you enjoy, that's play, and
Yeah.
commit to that. You said, do you love dancing? Okay. And then remember, I became a samba dancer
Yes. Yes.
because of you,
That
because
is
of
that is
you.
magical right there because it became fun for you.
Right.
It became fun for you. It became play. There was harmony. There was ease. There was grace. There was flow, and it gets to be like that. Sometimes we think that it has to be this gruesome thing or this ground and pound, and then we create some discord and don't dislike, and it's not a harmonious experience. It don't produce the results we want. But when you see it as, you know, you creating a new possibility,
Right.
creating a context of play. Oh man, I get to create the body of my dreams and I get to have fun while doing it. I can do it with friends. I can do it here. I can do it there, whether I'm rowing and, paddling, all of that is all play because it's moving the body. So it's like you get to create a context that's conducive to what you're up to. So that's the power of our mind. It doesn't have to be one rigid way. There are many paths.
And that's what I love that you introduce me to and people to, because one of the things that's unique about your style is mindset, right? And
100%.
so Josette, who's here, I don't know if she's your friend, my friend, Josette Chapelle is saying, and this was one of my questions too, so we're on the same one mind, Josette, is what is the mindset that it takes to be successful, especially when it comes to healthy living? Because now more than ever, I don't see healthy living as optional. It's like required in the world that we're living with, with all the that's going on with pandemic and, having that wealth. How do you have that mindset that sets you up for success in wholeness?
All right. So um, there's many ways to answer this, and it's a beautiful question. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper
Do it.
than the surface. So, but first, I want to say first is workability, right? We got to have some workability if we're up to something. So, the word fitness, seek, I sought a new understanding of it. I said it's important to be fit for what you're up to in life, right?
Ah,
And so, like, what's your level of fitness? If you want to open up $1 million or multi-million-dollar brand or company or charity that holds for hundreds of thousands of people and lives and Americans, and you're giving, that requires energy. You got to have fortitude. You got to have stamina. You got to be fit for that. You got to be able to hold the frequency of that. And so if you're not fit, you can't, it's almost nearly impossible to hold the vibration of that. And if you
Right.
do, it will not be harmonious. You get it?
Ah,
So,
right.
and sometimes that happens to many where they can't hold it and they burn out or implode or literally manifest a sickness or disease out of that.
Right.
So, because they have to use now vices to medicate the dis-ease, and vices that are usually not for their highest good. So,
Right.
or
That
they're not,
discomfort creates disease because
exactly. So those are the states for that. So I definitely encourage everyone, like, first off, just to get back to that question, is, you want to be fit for you, what you're up to in life. And so if you start to look at, okay, I love myself and my life. Okay, let me look at what action am I taking, how is what's reflecting in my life, or what actions am I taking that are consistent with that? Am I nourishing my body? Am I taking care of my loving it? Like, this is another form of self-love and self-respect and honor. Like, because you're beautiful, you're magnificent, you're made in the image and likeness of, like, the Most High. So once you really see that and really believe that, then you will start to take care of yourself and honor it with things that are going to nourish it. And we say nourishment, we're speaking foods that give it life, hydration, water, spring water, leaning more towards nature-made and God-made foods versus man-made processed foods. And so, and you want to be aware of, what's there, vices wise. And like I tell everyone, there's no judgment I just know everyone's doing the best they can, and everyone is doing what they're doing to medicate. You get it? So when we talk about the smoking and the drinking or the fast foods, there's usually some form of escapism that's happening.
or watching the news.
Yes, on the news, those things, it's very powerful. So there's something going on mentally. And so, or some type of subconscious dis-ease. And when we are not taking on practices to heal that through, like, meditation, prayer, things of that nature, then those internal conditions manifest externally.
It's true because our inner world creates our outer world, and
Mm.
alignment for success is about doing that inner work. How important is prayer and meditation and visualization for people that want to be healthy and vital?
That's everything. That's everything. That's where it all starts. Because you have to first start to see it. You have to be in a space of availability. Like, my mentor Beck was, the best ability is availability.
Ah,
So you got to be available to hear the guidance, to hear what's going on, because most of the time, when we're not and we're feeling these things and these motions, we're just seeking to, escape. We don't want to deal with it. It can be challenging. It can be.
right.
So we tend to numb out on TV or, the news or some type of physical vice, to numb it. But however, the numbing doesn't create transformation. You get it?
Exactly.
And so the work is to lean into that and pray into that, meditate and ask powerful questions. What's there? What seeking to come through? What areas of my life that are, you know, um, that need help, that need healing? What must I let go? Like, part of the line for success. Yeah, what must I let go? Who must I become? And that's the
Exactly.
work. But you
Yep.
must be still, in your meditation practices so you can listen. You're praying, speaking as what you would desire to see, and being open and available to what shows up.
Exactly, and open and available to the possibility that you are worthy and deserving of a healthy and vibrant body temple. That it's not something that's just for certain people, but it's something that's for everyone. But that when, and that's why I love what you mentioned about the meditation practice, because when you go within and you feel the power and the presence that you are, that is pure love, that is pure vitality, your true natural self that is, everything, that there's
Yeah.
no separation from the world, then you know that you deserve to have that. And it's not something that is, because I used to believe that it was for other people to have, like,
Yes.
oh, I could have this, but I can't have that, or I could have this. You know what I mean? That, like you said, the perceptions, because so
Yeah.
many people have limited perceptions to what success looks like for them, and they don't realize that they're sabotaging their own success. How do you
Yeah.
help your clients that you see in your coaching, working with them? Because you said you saw some people that were successful, some that weren't. How do you help those, maybe some people that are on the Facebook or the YouTube listening, that
Well,
sabotage their success?
this journey is it's 100% mental, 100% mindset with the belief, with the subconscious thoughts. Something you spoke about with health is, something I talk about a little bit deeper with some of my clients that are available for it is, we're not aware of a lot of unconscious agreements we've made, huh?
Ooh,
Yes, with the universe and others, and some of us kind of, things were spoken to us. This runs in your family, conditions, conditions being spoken over us, and we believed it. And if we know once we believe it, we will take it on as an experience. That's the power of belief. You get what
right.
I'm saying? And so we can believe things that really work, that can support, us thriving, unfolding, increasing, expanding, or we can take on thoughts that are of a lower vibration, which causes us to contract or shrink, or even feel we are a victim to something, you know. And so a lot of those are unconscious agreements, though, because of our environment or family, friends, and that's very tricky. A lot of people are not aware of that. Huh? It's kind of the power of belief and the
Right.
unconscious spells that we're speaking over ourselves, or we allow others to speak over us.
And
So
and that's the importance of getting still. The first, and A for align, is awareness, because
yeah,
these unconscious agreements, I like how you call them unconscious agreements, they might be something that our parents had or that our
yeah,
grandparents had that we took on. They're not even our agreement. We
no,
took on somebody else's agreement, and we're living the lie of that story because
yes,
we're not. But as soon as we make it, we're aware of it, then we are at choice to change it, right?
exactly. So a huge part of this journey was, you know, I'll share this. It's going to answer a couple of things and many things in one statement. So like when I got started, one question I would say was, okay, I ate a healthy salad today. I went for a walk. I drank some water. Um, what if I just keep going? Huh?
Right.
What if I just keep going? Then, when I would see whatever these limiting beliefs are, um, they said this runs in your family. They say you're racist, predisposed to this. I said, who said that? Huh?
Exactly. I don't
Who
claim that.
said
I
that? Huh?
didn't co-sign that.
Right. That's not a law in black and white. That's not
Uh-uh.
in these scriptural text. Who said that? And then as I went ahead and started to peek into that world and get curious about if I keep going, I started to experience myself differently. And I was starting to express this new practice of excellence and honoring of health.
Oh.
And then I seen that started to radiate and also impact and empower others. Then when I started to interview who said that, I found out that that was a lot of hearsay, conjecture, urban
Ah,
legends,
mira.
myth, things that were just said, and however they weren't based in any capital T truth. You get
Mm,
that? That was maybe someone else's prognosis or someone
right,
else's truth based on where they were at or whatever they thought of
right,
based on experiences. However, that wasn't capital T truth.
right. And we believe that projected belief, limiting belief that somebody else had. I love that. So we are in charge of what we believe, and we can, like, I remember my mom, through all this. what we were dealing with the pandemic, which we're still dealing with in 2020, my mom, being a practitioner, spiritual practitioner, was like,
Mhm.
I'm not scared. She
There you
was
go.
working in hospitals. She was working in nursing homes, like all these high
Mhm.
risk. I'm like, Mom, there's so many old people. She's like, I'm old. She's like,
Mhm.
I have the belief that
Mhm.
nothing can hurt me. And she did end up contracting COVID from her boyfriend.
Mhm.
She had it 5 days, gone. And then she says, I am immune. My mom's like, I'm immune. I'm immune. And
There you go.
she's like, I'm immune because I believe I'm immune and I am able to live my life freely and liberated. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to get into politics or discussion of this or that. But what I am saying, which what we're talking about is the alignment, which what are we going to co-sign as our truth when it comes to our health? What are we going to what agreements can we rewrite and make so that we can fulfill our goals to be like
Yes.
you, award-winning
Right.
bodybuilder?
Yes. And that is
I
so
just want a flat
powerful.
tummy. I don't want to be an award-winning bodybuilder.
Yes, but that is so powerful what you said, because in society we're allowing others to speak for us. We're kind of getting caught up in like this collective, consciousness of mass, the mass media, huh? And it's like that's what they're saying, huh? But you get what I'm saying? Who said that? And if you want to be, I'm not here for, debate of any of those things, either political, but
Right.
what I get people to understand is you're watching the news, they're reading a teleprompter, and that means that they're reading a script that someone wrote. You got to get this. You got to get this. And it's being displayed over the airways, and many are taking that on as fact, as belief, and as capital T truth, and it is not. It's old news, it's opinion, and it's what someone is saying. So, but once you meditate, you eat foods that allow for clear thinking, you become receptive. When there's clarity, the better channel to receive. So,
Yes.
when that's there, then you become more available to hear the real truth. You'll know it, just like you just know you're here. You say, "Oh no, that's not so," or "That's what they're saying. I got it, and this is what I'm saying." And understanding the power of your word. Like I tell you, so what's going on now is people are seeing the world, and then they're speaking, blah blah blah. The
Right.
world says, "Oh, hide your kids, hide your wife," and people saying, "Oh my God, it's dangerous." And they're creating that reality, and the world's going to mirror that because they're speaking that.
Right.
So, but if they say, "Okay, my words create my world,"
Right.
right? Because there are people now who are making millions right now and billions. Some people living in peace. Some people not even worried. Some people have multiple houses right now.
Right.
So, if you speak now, if I'm intentional actions create intentional results. If
Amen.
intentionally speaking the world that I desire to see, it will be. That's the
Right.
power of your words. So it's important for us to take back our mind, and that may require turning off the TV. That may require telling a vision with friends. That may require being in silence. They may require you going to the beach and watching some sunsets
You
and
still want
just
me
listening
there?
to the ocean and the world, allow it to cleanse. There's a powerful, there's a powerful experience that happening at the beach. So as you get back into nature, it resets your frequency, right? And
Yes.
so you will now get to hear and see things clearly, and really get to be the author that speaks the life you desire.
Ooh, ooh, everyone loves it, right? Amari was saying, yes, the word creates the world. And our mentor, Dr. Michael Beckwith, always says, thought precedes form.
Yeah.
So our co-creative power of, intentionally living, not accidentally, but purposefully creating those live foods in our life, taking the time for the disciplines of the meditation,
Yes.
because what I heard you say that was so powerful is it allows you to hear the inner wisdom that's within you. I like to call it our intuitive guidance system, our IGS,
Mhm.
that GPS that's putting you in the right place at the right time with the right people
It's
to
all there.
synchronicity. That's how we met. right? So that we could be connected. That's how I met Omari. That's how I met Britt, who's on here. Like
Yeah.
almost everybody in the comments, we met through divine synchronicity, because when you are awake, aligned, and aware, your whole life is synchronistic. My dad was saying to me, because I was just walking on the beach, he's like, "Oh, you're such a lucky girl to live on the beach." And I was like, "I'm not lucky. You can call me blessed, but we live in a world that's synchronistic, and when you are aligning, you will always be in the right place at the right time." So I love what you said about eating, not just to look good, but meditating to hear your higher self, to hear that
Yeah.
voice of discernment to expand.
So I want to share something right here. You said some powerful stuff. You got to remember though, food,
Let's talk about it.
food, food,
Because you
food,
said
food, food,
something
food.
about food here.
Okay.
Sacred
Yeah.
energy of
So you got
food.
to think about this, right? First off, connected with nature, right? Connecting with the plants. They're giving. They're already giving their goodness to us. You know, we got to nourish to flourish. But as we start to consume more of these plant-based foods, right? That's been completely dedicated to absorbing light energy. We got to understand, like they have rose and bloomed just going toward the light and receiving the light. And
Ah.
so when you consume those things, you're consuming light energy. You get
Oh,
that?
photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. So
Yeah.
because so when we start to consume these plant life, these green things, we have an increase in our biophotons, which is going to bring more ease, more bliss, more joy, all the higher vibrations that's there. And so when we start to do that, then we become more in a space for wellness and things and thoughts that are on a higher vibrational field. And so one of the key things of that is wellness, joy, bliss. And when you're in a higher frequency, you're not available for sickness. That's a lower vibrational frequency.
Say it
It's-
again. Say it again. When you are in the level of wellness, you're not available for
You're
sickness.
not even available. It won't even touch you. Like I'd say, people, you're not because I'm not even available for that.
I have
Like
a
it
friend
just
that says
doesn't.
that.
And I've been just as active working in every space, gyms and everything else, and I haven't been sick in over 10 years. You
Awesome.
get it?
You're not
And
available.
so, and even in this space, and so I just know I'm not available for it. You get that? And so, and then my actions are in alignment with that about what I speak about my life, speak in my area of wellness and what I practice, and then always expressing love, praise, and gratitude at all times, especially for the foods as they've given themselves to me. They're here for us. You get that? And so when we have this connection with nature to consuming higher biophotons, we can hear everything it's saying. We can hear the secrets. They say fall in love with the plants and it will tell you their secrets.
Oh,
It will
really?
tell you. So we become a conduit for that intuitive guidance. Because if you look, the bird is not worried about catching any virus. The birds don't need to go to counseling. No, they're intuitively guided on where to go, where to be. They're not worried about food. They're not worried about paying bills. They're not. And then they're always taken care of. And we will always be. However, when we get out of alignment, then we get out of the flow of that and we start to manipulate and force and get into worry, fear, doubt, worry, all the lower vibrational fields. And if you notice when you're in that space, you want to consume things to sedate.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
So there's
So
a
now
consistency on that field, on that vibrational field, right? So you say, oh, okay. So if you really just say, you know what, I'm not feeling my best today, and I'm committed to feeling my best. I'm available to feeling my best, and I'm going to consume some greens, some fruits, and vegetables. I promise you, your life will change in that moment. Your energy will shift in that moment. In that moment, people will speak to you differently. Things will be attracted to your life with velocity. It'll be just like that. Your whole mindset is shift.
I love it, but it starts from within and that sacred relationship with our food. I didn't
Oh,
realize that. Do
you
you
gotta
have
remember,
any?
we're only impacted by, what we allow inside of us, right? So
Right.
that's through our eye gates, our ear gates, and our mouth gates. You know, And if you want to take it to the next level, it's through here, because we also get put under spells by what we're smelling and consuming. So, anyways, that is key, right? Because it's only when you allow things in here, like they said, a boat only sinks by the water that gets inside of it, inside of its vessel. But if you're putting things that are giving you life, vitality, biophotons, the magic of the universe, all those things going inside of you, then that's all will come out of you, be expressed out of you.
I love it. Is that the sacred relationship that we have with food?
Oh, they're here for you, 100%.
Yeah, I love
If
it.
you look at a flower, a rose doesn't compare itself with the carnation. It just rises towards the light and bloom and shares its beauty.
Right.
And that's what we can learn so much from that, huh?
It's so true. It's so
You
true.
know, it's a human thing we want to compare, and I'm not as tall, I'm not that color, and all of that. You're unique. There's only one you, and there'll never be another you. Only you can deliver what you are here to deliver. That's why you're so unique. So if we get committed to honoring that and loving us, you'll be blessed beyond your measure. All your needs will always be met beyond measure.
It's so true. And I could see just in your life how even the more committed that you said you are to excellence, the more you are loving of yourself and doing not only the physical practices, but the spiritual practices, that life is conspiring even more for your good. It becomes
Oh,
effortless. When I talk about
effortless.
a line for success is not pushing, it's not pulling, it's not hustling. It's when you are aligned, you are literally in the state of flow. You're in the state
100%.
of sweet surrender, and you are a magnet to attract your good. It's you're getting a call, and it is not from from
Right.
me. From your ego is calling you, right? But your ego is going to always distract you, right? Let's can we just one more question, and then I know we have to wrap up. But the ego that is always calling us
Mhm.
to say, but what about this and what about that? And I can't have this because I'm this age or I'm this ethnicity. I'm this.
Uh-oh. Stay
How
away
do
from that. Stay away from that.
Yeah, how do we overcome that ego that sabotages us so that we can be on your level of excellence, winning bodybuilding champions and all that?
All right. You see me still?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this is very this is where this can be very tricky to navigate. And this is for everyone. And this is with like extreme love, just so that, we all can have the most harmonious experience with life. And that one thing is not letting your ego run the show or run amok. And it can be very tricky to navigate because, as human beings dealing with that space and that energy, we like to be right. We're actually more committed to, being right than we are to like harmony and peace. And that can become at the expense of a lot of things because sometimes we're triggered in a moment and we want to react. But then if we just take a step back, and sometimes it may be a day or two, or not responding to that text message right away, or being confronted by something, and take a step back. And like, first you want to breathe, and then ask yourself, some key questions like, what action would be in like in my highest good? What action would serve my highest good
Right.
right now? And then, be aware or really of like, okay, this will make me look cool in front of people, or this blah blah blah, which is a lot of ego based stuff, which is, seeking to look good, avoiding looking bad. Those are tricky things because those are like human self-imposed prisons. Like, we make these things. If you look like this and fit in this and wear this and that, you have to be okay with not operating within those realms. And so and be committed to your purpose, be committed to living in truth, be committed to your wellness, be committed to living in harmony. And when you do, things will work out in amazing ways. And
Travone, I have a tagline for that. That when we invest in our we can either invest in our wellness or pay for our sickness.
ooh,
You should
yes.
use
And,
that. That was
and I love this. The best part about that is be wise what you invest in, because what you invest in, you get a return on.
la la, and your return on is you. You have some questions. You have some questions from your fantastic fans here, and I want to make sure that I get to them. So Amari West says, "What spiritual practices do you practice on a daily basis, and when during the day?"
Oh, I start my day. I start my day with my practices, because you have to, when you're fasting, when you're, I mean, like fasting, like you were sleep fasting is amount of hours, um, you were in your realm of sleep. I'll keep it like that. You're basically waking up with a clean slate, about as clean as it's going to be. Now it's important to get clear on if my day can go the way I truly desired it to be, or I can create my dream day, how would it be? And so, whatever that is for you, see how what you would like to be, how you like it to be, and first give thanks for just the way everything is, just as it is. I have a roof over my head, I have food, I have body, and express love, praise, and gratitude. The second thing is, how would I desire to go? So when I wake up, or when I see myself greeting my clients with joy. We're having a great workout. I'm seeing the best version of them. So that will be lifted out of
Oh,
them, right? I'm seeing what's right with them. I'm seeing them succeeding. That's the power that you have, we have. And especially as leaders, we can bring out the best in people, right? And
true.
so that's a valuable space. And so after that, I wake up. I mean, after I see that and I pray that, and I see myself driving there safely too. It's like the
Oh,
freeway parting for me, and I'm just in my
oh,
flow.
nice.
Then after I do that, I do my quick journal, and I would either read a word or I would listen to something audio, a personal development, or from one of my spiritual teachers, and then I will nourish my body with some hydration and some fruits and vegetables, and I'm on my way out the door.
I love it. You see it, say it, and feel it.
Absolutely.
Ooh, you're so
Yeah,
activating.
that's powerful. And guess what? You don't need any money to do that.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like people will spend all this money on like plastic surgery or on this device, but the things that are free that are within us, it's like just take some time to meditate, to journal, to visualize. Dr. Joe Dispenza, mindset expert, epigenetics expert,
Yeah.
says we have the power to create our day by visualization. The mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and actualization. So it is the same thing. I have another question from
So
Stephanie.
can I add something to that?
Yes.
So what he said is 100% spot on. Now the thing is, many of us have a problem seeing, visualizing something great happening for us, right? Or seeing ourselves in a new light, which takes work. However, you want to create the conditions for that. So, in other
Mhm.
words, you want to take actions that will lift you up into the higher realms, right? Of
Right.
seeing these things. And so that's where you want to be aware of what you're consuming through your eyes, through your ears, and through your mouth. And so
Ah,
what you're consuming, you want it to be supporting you, your elevation, supporting you thriving, supporting your upliftment, supporting your mental clarity, supporting this high vibrational space. So many times people want this, but their actions are not consistent with that. That's not going to work.
that's out of alignment.
That's out of alignment. Or some
Right.
people say, "Oh, I want this, but I don't want that." No, only focus on what you want. Only
Exactly.
focus on what you want.
And only
That's that.
speak what
I
you
only
want.
speak
Oh
what
my
you
God, there's so many questions. I'm gonna have you back as a
All right,
guest
so
on the
there's another one. I'm
there's a
sorry. Yeah, what's the last
there-
question?
um yeah, so we really quick because we're over our
Yeah.
time. Um Stephanie says she's trying to stay at a high vibration, but some days it's a struggle and she feels drained.
Mhm. And that's
How
okay.
how to get in the vortex.
that's okay. However, it's just understanding that you want to create the conditions for you to have energy and vitality, and then also having, so like that means like the food, the water, the things that you're drinking, eating, what you're watching
Right.
can be lowering your field or raising your field. Who you're surrounding yourself with can be
Important.
lowering or raising your vibrational field. All those things matter, and so you start to become more aware of what's harmonizing and what's supporting that, and then what's also can be draining to that. And so as that awareness increases, then you'll be able to navigate in the moment of those things happening. You say, oh, wow, I've been doing that for years. That was actually draining me, or that actually wasn't in my highest good. Oh, wow, okay. I get
And
to let
it's
that
it's
go.
usually during the times that we're still in our meditation that we have the clarity through contrast. We're like, "Oh, when I'm not around that person, I feel so much more energy." Because we don't know sometimes, Stephanie, there are energy vampires that are
Mhm.
sucking your beautiful, positive manifestation energy, and you wonder why you're feeling drained because they're attaching to you. So we need to be really awake, aware, and aligned so that we can make sure that we're separated from those people. We have to
Yeah.
watch. We have to set ourselves up by the conditions. So I really want to make sure that you guys stay in contact with my beloved friend, Travone Edwards. You can
Yeah.
find him at facebook.com/Travone Edwards. I will tag him and hopefully he'll tag himself in this post. You can find out so much more information. We will have him back for sure on the Align for Success show. I remember our Facebook show we did last time. People were flying in from Mexico to get coaching with you.
Yeah,
Remember
they
that?
were.
And we all did that. That
Yeah.
could happen again. We could fly to Mexico. But
Yeah.
you helped me, and I know everybody, Stephanie, Gordon, Omari, Stephanie, Britt, Josette, Marion. Thank you, all of you that are listening out there, for connecting. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for the gift of living your soul's contract and not going, that you didn't choose the medical field, you chose the wellness field, and to be a bright light to illuminate people about the infinite possibilities for them to be healthy, whole, and complete simply by creating conditions for that to be so. I'm so grateful for you for being here, for helping our beautiful people align for success. And thank you for tuning in, all of you. This show is sponsored by the Ignite Your Revenue group coaching program. For those of you that are interested in mindset, marketing, and manifestation, I know
Mhm.
some of our members are actually here in the chat. I have a group coaching program that helps you. It's like the Netflix of mindset, marketing, and manifestation, with videos that you receive each and every month. There's also an amazing group of soul-based entrepreneurs, and we all
Mhm.
support each other with accountability and integrity. So if you're called for that, make sure you DM me, connect with me. I will give you an invitation to that. And I so appreciate your being here tonight. And remember to align for success by doing the inner work to
Yeah.
create the conditions to manifest your goals and visions. Ciao. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Deborah. This is amazing. Thank you.
Awesome.